Right, YouTube, don't know if you're picking this up, but there's the tree that nearly killed me last time I came out. See where it split? Turned out it's not a tree, it's just a big branch. So I'm going to cut this one short because it's raining. It was quite clear when I left, but it opened up as I got on location. I had a feeling we were going to be in for some rain tonight. So I've obviously come prepared for the rain. I just thought I'd have time to get set up before it opened up. So we're on foot tonight, no trailer, navigating through the woods purely by memory. That's it, go to a Y, I take the left turn. Pigeons are jumping out the trees like mad. Nearly there, it's pitch black, which is good for a stealth camp. Ooh, looks like someone's been up here sawing wood. That looks like it's been sawn and then snapped. Lots of fallen trees, place is littered. No, it's not fallen and snapped. That was my firewall, my heat reflector. Someone's chopped down my heat reflector, which is nice of them. Someone's been up here. Little bits of tinder left from when I came up for the 32nd Charlie at CB birthday. Yeah, the log I had for a seat's been knocked over, and the wall I made for a heat reflector has been knocked over. I mean, it was, if you can see them two trees, it was up between them two trees, so they've took time and scattered it around everywhere, which was nice of them because I was intending on burning that tonight. Not up here for an overnight, just up here for a few hours, just to unwind and chill out a bit. So first things first, I'm going to get the tarp set up and get out of this rain, and we'll get back to you. Right, turns out it was only a little shower, but heavy as that. Spider already. Gear didn't get too much wet. Again, pretty much everything's waterproof, and the non-waterproof stuff was protected or in carrier bags. Right, I've got the new tarp up, so we're not testing any gear out tonight apart from the new tarp. It's just a cheapo, set up on a standard A-frame at the moment. Probably can't see it at all. With a double ridge. I've got a ridge line going across from one tree to the other, which is the bottom one. Then I've connected the rear off the apex with an adjustable strap to hold it tight, running up parallel with the ridge line up into one of the S hook metal clips I've got. So that gives it a nice sort of metre away from the tree. And then to the front of the tarp, again the bottom ridge line goes all the way to the tree, and then it doubles back where I've connected a bit of paracord to the eyelet, and where the ridge line doubles back, I've tied them off with a slip knot, so I just pull it to release it. So as I pull this one tight, or as I pull the bottom ridge line tight, I then can attach it to the one pulling the tarp. So I've got quite a taut tarp at the top with a ridge line supporting it, and just 3 pegs either side. Lightweight tent pegs, can't see them but they're there. So we'll just go inside. The rain stopped. As you saw, someone's kindly demolished my my wall, which was nice because I thought if the weather turns tonight like it has, I wouldn't have time to procure some wood. There is a bit scattered around, so I'm just gonna, I was going to dig a fire pit, but as I'm at this location where I spent the night, I know roughly in front of me there's a fire pit pre-dug. I just need to open it up again. I've got some food in me, Plan was just to have a bacon roll and get out the house really. Past 2 weeks I've had this cold, and it's just bugging me now. I missed out coming out last weekend to test out the new sleep system, so I've come out just for a few hours tonight. Good thing about it being dark now is it's stealth, can have a fire. Just a bit gutted about my what I pre-built, so won't be building anything else over here. Strange this time of year. I didn't think anyone would come out to the woods, but obviously someone has, and I walk over to it now. Yeah, they obviously didn't like the heat wall that I'd made. Sorry about the video, there's nothing really much to see. Right, left at that tree. Yeah, so you can see where I've cut that one before. Well, you can't see it, but all around here is these 6 foot long bits of timber. They've nicely left them off the ground. They're leaning on each other, so they're not on the ground, they're not wet, they're still standing deadwood. So we're kind enough to do that. You also didn't know that this thing here I'd put down was tinder, as you've seen in my other videos. It's a big dead branch I can use for tinder. It's strange how they left them intact. There's only a few, but they still left them. Don't know if I should do a fire pit actually, or just use the hobo stove. Let's see, while I'm walking around deciding, because the weather's going to be iffy tonight. Not sure if I'm having a fire pit or the hobo stove. I think that's new. I'm sure that's came down. That wasn't down last time. I'm sure that, oh no, that was down. Yeah. So I'm just trying to, now things have been moved and thrown around. See, look, one of my logs is over here, about 12 foot from the camp. Possibly just kids, don't know. While I'm evaluating and getting familiar with the trees, just contemplating fire pit or just the hobo stove. I thought I'd need the heat tonight for my fire pit. Don't think I need the heat from the fire pit. There's that big branch that came down last time I was here. Thickness of my leg, and 6, 8, 10, 12 foot long. So yeah, I won't stand around here too much because I know lightning does it the same spot twice. So we're at the first part of the woods I spent me overnight when I first found these woods. And if I remember correctly, the fire pit should be there. Yep, there's the fire pit. The ground's really soft. Right, fuck it, I think we'll just dig that out. Shame it's dark, can't see. This new tarp I got is 14 foot by 8 foot. So at the moment I've got it 8 foot sticking outwards. So if I did have my bed, I'd have ample room to sleep. And of course the site is quite tall. It's got to be about 6-7 foot wide, and it's at my chest height, so I've got plenty of room to get around, move around. Yeah, 8 foot by 12 I think it was. 8 by 12, 8 by 14, can't remember. Yeah, 8 by 14, so that's 6 foot. I've just leant against it. You've got 6 foot from the ground up to the apex, and then 6 foot down the other side. So it's 8 foot by 12 foot. Ample tarp. It's not the highest of qualities, but it's green, blends in a little bit despite it being winter. Right, move that first. It's dark, I didn't even see where I dropped the gear. I put the ground sheet down straight away, dropped all the gear onto it, put the shelter up, and then just dragged it under the shelter just to keep it off the ground. Don't want to be putting your gear on wet ground. That's why I always have the ground sheet on the outside of my bottom part of the bug out bag, so I can just grab it when necessary. Right, I'm waffling on too much. I'll come back. It's 20 to 6. I'll come back when there's something interesting to say. Right, because it's so dark, I've got no point of reference at all. All my navigation is being done purely by recognising the footing of familiar trees, like the bottom eye level of them. A cooking method tonight is going to be the hobo stove with doused tampons. I'll open the tampon up, put a bit of mess on it, get a spark to it. There's all that tinder I used to get it going. Just grab a handful of twigs off that dead branch. It's all dry where it's been standing up. I'll snap them all up, bug them in there on top of the tampon, and then one of the small bits I found, I think there was offcuts. They've been standing, so they're still dry. Then up against something else, I'll cut these down into like 6-inch sections, batten them off. Should give me a nice flame. I've gone for the hobo stove tonight because it's high up out the ground, so it'll project some light out around the surrounding area of where the camp is, just so I can see a little bit. Where the fire pit is obviously under the ground and doesn't protrude any light from the side of the flames, because obviously majority of them are under the ground, and I don't want a big fire. Don't need a big fire. It doesn't seem to be cold tonight, although I'm still laid up, so I'm going to get the layers off. Well, I should keep them on. I'll keep them on because I've got a stinking cold. Right, I'm going to get this on the go now. The only new kit I've got is the 2 utility pouches. There's one, there's the other one. They're on the side of the bug out bag, like a mini Bergen, where you get the 30 litre pouches for the side. Well, I've just got, I think, 2 litre pouches on the side of my 30 litre, well, I'd call it a day bag. It's just a little assault pack. But it's got more than I need in there. It's got everything I need in there. If you heard that, there's my EDC tangled up with my saw. If you wonder what the bang was, it was my knife hitting the fire, hobo stove. I'm under the tarp. I think it stopped raining. It's hard to tell in the trees because you still get a lot of water coming off the leaves. Right, I'm going to get to work. Good time. Ooh, I've got a hole. Yeah. Good fun. Because I've got more than one spot here, they obviously found the obvious. But my 2 logs I used for sawing and chopping are still here, staked in. They've been here for months. They didn't find these, they're pretty well camouflaged, but it just enables me to get some ground clearance with the saw and a stable surface for battening wood. So they're untouched. They obviously didn't find this spot. This is a bit more stealthy. Right, I only cut up the log that was about a foot long and battened that. Looks like it's a bit rotten. Thought it was a bit light, but rotten, dry, still burns. It just burns quick. So I'm going to light the cotton wool. Hobo stoves full of sticks. Yeah, I'm cheating tonight using the lighter. Flint and steel is in the belt bag, but it's not a survival night. In fact, it probably would have lit quicker with a flint and steel, the fire strike, than it did with the blooming Zippo. But that's what teach me. I think that's got to be the first time I've used a Zippo to like this. It's normally just fun doing it the other way. Right, headlight off. Give you a quick little view. The light's on my phone, so you can see condensation, see the tree, see my hand. That's what it is. Can't see any sky. See a few stars because it's finding out up there. The old leaves are coming down, so I can see the stars are out, but that's all I can see. Right, the sticks are taken up nicely. Let's plop in 1 or 2 of these little ones and stand them upwards so they burn faster when you stand them up. Oh, that's a bit thick, that one. That's a thinner one. Right, I need 2 hands. Right, don't need to go too mad with wood. While that was taken up, I just cut the rest of it up. Bigger chunks now because I have old faith in what I've just put in there. Phone's flashing up battery low, don't know why. So I'm gonna put a couple more in here and then put my phone on charge. That's why we're preppers. I think I might have smothered that. Take one out. Right, I want to put my phone on charge before I end up playing with this and smothering it like I always do. Bad habit with fire, just play with it. Right, phone charger. My phone. Looking at the fly. I'm gonna get eaten by bugs. Go, EDC. Get out the phone charger. USB lead. And we'll catch you in a bit when I get some juice in the phone. Oh. Phone's still on charge, but bacon, yummy. Sorry, yummy. And I've got a big massive bap, pre-buttered with brown sauce. Save me bringing it all up here and doing it. Right, here we go. 2 bits of bacon in there. One left, 3 thick bits of bacon. Stove's going alright. A couple of bits left over, just drying out from the heat of the stove. Right. Right, bacon's nearly done. I want it crispy. That's roaring, isn't it? Look at that. So as soon as the bacon's done, I'm going to put it in the roll, get the hot water on the go. So when I've finished eating, can clean the pan and then have a coffee. I think probably make a coffee with the embers. I've got some semi-dry sticks here, just picked up. And after I've poured this water, gave it a good scrub, I'll chuck in these sticks. Put a couple in already, they seem to burn alright. And I'll use them to make a brew. Wash this down with a nice coffee. It smells gorgeous. There's nothing like bacon in the woods. It's Thursday the 21st of November. Just gone 6:30. And the woods are alive with the sound of bacon. Don't know if you can hear that. Smells good. Sounds good. Making a mess of the pan. That's all good. Sort of flavour. Just means the inside of the pan now matches the outside of the pan. It's quite a calm night actually, weather-wise. All week it's been peeing it down, heavy wind everywhere. It's been mental. Right, I'm going to get back to this. It's totally like shriveling up now. But it's getting there, it's getting good. There you go, one bacon roll. Massive baps, these are like 4 inches thick. I think that's going out. Let's see if I can get that water hot with the embers. Just enough to scrape all the crap out. Right, I want to enjoy this. And I'll get back to you when I've finished eating. Catch you in a bit. I had to squash it to make it fit in my mouth. Right, found some dry hardwood. It's about 2 inches thick. So I've cut it into like 4-inch sections and battened it all up. Use that for beating the knife. There's the knife. There's the sections. That bit's a bit wet. There's the saw. I normally put it away when I'm not using it. I have done the past 3 or 4 times tonight, but I'm leaving it on the logs because I'm going to come back and do some more in a minute. I just want to try and salvage the hobo stove because it's starting to go out. I've just stacked it on top. As you can see like a crisscross formation, because the stuff I piled on a minute ago kind of was a bit tight and it kind of like stopped the air from getting through. It's not perfectly dry, obviously with the past 2 weeks being rain, but that'll enable it to dry out from the embers and then it will ignite and fall in. Still got a flame at the back far corner, so all the time we've got a flame it's good. But we've still got plenty of, as you can see, coal at the bottom. But I did just chuck a handful on there, and should have really gave it more space to breathe. But I'm eager to get this going again so I can have a brew. Wash down that bacon sarnie. That alone was worth coming out for. But when of course the flames die out, you certainly notice how cold it was. While cooking I thought, you know, it's a nice night, it's not that cold. And then I stopped eating, stopped moving, fire went out, and then you realise how cold it actually is. So always good to practice stuff in all conditions and weather. It's alright coming out for the day and setting up for the day and giving yourself a few hours of warmth and sunlight to procure the wood. But can you do it in the dark and cold and rain? There's only one way to find out, and the answer is yes I can, and I enjoy the bacon sarnie too. Okay, I just cheated. I just blew for the hole. Gave it a big blow, flames come up, so I gave it 2 more and it started roaring. I'll give it 1 more. Yeah, it's going to take nicely that. I feel the warmth from my face already. It's only a small flame, just goes to show you don't need a big massive fire. Last weekend I was going to camp out and it was like 0 degrees and 1 degree. So I planned to have like a metre long or so, 4 foot long long fire, but in a fire pit. Didn't make it out with this cold. There's no point coming out with a cold. Don't mind going home with a cold. But surprising, I mean my back's still cold, but it's surprising how much of a small fire you need to keep warm. This wouldn't see me through the night, but it's definitely all I need for tonight, so no regrets on not having a fire pit. It just would have been more effort making a big fire just to smother it all in again. I'll let this lot burn itself out, and when it burns out it'll be time to go home. But I've got a good few hours left, I think. 7 o'clock now. 4 hours before I need to really sort of make a move. So I'm just going to enjoy being out here. Gonna get I think I might get a jumper on soon. We'll save that for the way home. Definitely getting a hat on now. Just realised I haven't got a hat on. Hair's still wet from the bit of rain we had. I didn't waste time putting on sort of waterproof jacket and hat when it started to rain. I thought with the length of time it takes me to do that, get the waterproofs out and on, I could have had the shelter on, shelter up. So I opted to get up the shelter, and then it stopped raining. But I would have had the waterproofs out and got the same amount of wetness, but then just put waterproofs on top of wet clothing. So now I was only splashed upon. I'm all dried out now. I think my hair's dry. Get the gloves off and have a little look. Yeah, my hair's dry now. So I can get the hat on now and retain some heat as it's getting not late, but you know we are in well, towards the end of November. Probably gonna melt my phone getting that close. It's making a nice sound. Right, to get this going, to burn some of the wetter stuff, I've battered up some bits about 3 inches long. It's nearly the size of pencils, really thin, crisscross stacked them all the way up on top of the coals. So that'll give me a nice bed of coals, and then I can put in this thicker damp stuff. Oh, that's just been smouldering here. Obviously quite wet. Big knot there, harder to burn. So by crisscross stacking all the really thin bits. It just took about 10-20 minutes chopping them up ultra thin. That'll give me a nice hot flame and a really good bed of coals, so I can get this wetter stuff and the bits with knots in it. As you can see there, it's just a knot, that one, and that I think it came from the same knot. So I've got them around the outside drying out. My phone's on charge, and actually I can get a coffee on that while I'm here. In fact, no, still got to clean that up. It only takes a few seconds. I've literally just put the phone down and it's roaring already. Obviously it burns more with nothing on the top. It's like turning the gas down when you put something on top of it. But yeah, that's generating some heat. Nice and warm now. I'm in the foot and a half. Yeah, just over a foot tall flame by about 6 inches in diameter. And that's absolutely spot on for tonight. Only out for a few hours. There's my charger just hanging off my phone. Good thing is I found with that hole in my finger, I can open up the dust cap on my phone and charge it without taking my gloves off. So I need to get a new pair of work gloves, I think. Another thing to add to the list. It's only been 5 minutes, if that. They've burnt down quickly because they're fast burning. But a lovely bed of coals. Get the bigger stuff in now. Yeah, not too much, don't want to suffocate it. And again, my usual trick, flat bit of wood, flat at the end, just to scrape in the hot water. All the black stuff is up, so struggling. Nice little trick that. Just wherever you saw off a bit of wood, batten it nice and thin, and then you've got a flat surface to scrape all the crap off. Saves on the washing up, but it's still washing up, but saves the hard work, I should say. There you go, back to its clean shiny self. And that was burnt on. Normally I have to use a Brillo pad. I've got a Brillo pad, but just hot water, soaked for about 5-10 minutes, scrape the flat surface, save scrubbing it with a Brillo pad. There's the bottom, black, plenty of use. So yeah, it's just, you know, nothing out here should be hard work. Make it all as easy as possible. Really, doesn't have to be hard at all. And the final tip, when washed up, when it's all wet, put it over the fire or on the stove for a few minutes to dry it out. That way if anything lands in it, like a bug or a leaf, it won't stick to it. Stuff sticks to it when it's wet. So put it on the fire, just to dry it out, and then when it's dry, put it away. I think that's the only tips I can offer really. Soak it, scrape it, dry it. Well, in the tarp now. Not a bad buy for £6. And then a few days later I saw a desert basher with the pouch for a tenner in this new surplus store that's opened up in the market. I was gutted. Still enough room to, you know, do a closed end, so I can close the end off the back end, and that would do to heat up tarp this size. But yeah, I certainly shouldn't be sitting down, or I won't get up and end up falling asleep and get woke up about midnight from a text saying, "Aren't you coming home?" But you know what it's like if you're watching this for the wild camping. It's relaxing, isn't it? It's like a wave metal. So I'm zooming in a bit on that. I've just done the same again with thicker blocks of wood this time instead of pencil size. These are all about 1 inch square, about an inch wide, and I've crisscross stacked them like Jenga, but the middle bit missing, so flames and air can go up. Should have let it burn out really. I need it to cool down before I pack it away, but I've got plenty of water to cool it down afterwards, I suppose. Just scatter the ash. It's a good thing about these hobo stoves, IKEA one they call it, or in my case Asda, for like £6. When they're cold, you just walk around shaking it. Get my hand in shot, shaking it like that, and all the ash just falls out of the holes, so you don't have to worry about scattering the ash. You just walk around shaking it. Best buy that was one of the best buys. Budget bushcraft and bugging out, prepping and whatever. A £6 utensil holder. Saying that, I'm yet to try out the Czech Army slate and roll system and the British Army folding bed. I think they're a good buy. Haven't tried them out yet. Looking forward to that. Might be for another week or two, I think. Which would be good because it'll be right in the cold season then. December wild camp. Hopefully it'll be over a cold by then. I can actually get out. But it'd be nice to be here on my cot in my roll sleep system. With a nice fire pit roaring away. Sticks are fantastic. If you need an injection of heat, chuck a load of sticks in the fire, or in my case the hobo stove. You'll have flames, some heat kicking out of there. Just had one of those phone calls where you're like, yeah, yeah, for about an hour. Mother rings, you're not busy, are you? No. Oh, good. So she's chatting away like mad. I'm literally just wandering around like a zombie. Come back here, and I've just got embers left. So I've quickly grabbed a branch off my reserve branch and snapped it all up, dropped it in there. God, just to warm up my hands while I've been on the phone for so long. But I think tonight's coming at the end of the evening. I was just thinking about battening some more wood and sort of chilling out for a little while, but I really have been lucky for not to be chucking it down after when I first got here. So while it's dry, I should get the tarp away. It's got a few balls on it. Just hang it up in the garage when I get back, but I don't want my gear getting soaking and I've still got to get home. So mate, TTFN. In two minds really. That's the good thing about being a smoker. You can have a cigarette and contemplate. All washed up, all tidied up. All I've got to do is grab the rubbish, scatter the ash. It's just finally dried out the grass that's surrounding the area. I didn't bother pushing it out of the way tonight. I pushed it all out the way, you saw the mud, but thought it's also wet, there's no point, it's not going to catch light. And you can see it's not really caught a light. It's been drying out for 2 or 3 hours, 3 hours or something. And it's only just caught a light there. But everything is absolutely soaking wet with all the rain we've had recently. So I don't need to worry about sparks catching anything alight. But yeah, I do normally clear the entire area. God, that's really hot now because of the coals. Right, no idea what I'm going to call this video. Waffle, 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 blah, blah, blah. I do talk some. Oh well. Right. Gonna put my phone away and get both hands around here. Always do this away from the camp, because you don't want to be sort of walking around attending to stuff near the camp and tripping over tools and logs and sticks. I should just get another bit because of that knot. Okay, another little handful. That's taken up nicely. Again, don't want them stacked on top of each other. You get no air going through it. So I'm just doing them sort of, like I said before, like a game of Jenga, with the middle one missing. Even the little bits, chuck them in. If it's dry, like that knot, just shave off the bit around the side you can get to, and get half of that log's wet, so you just don't use the wet stuff, you know, use the other half that's fine. There you go, look at that now. I've got to move spots because that's just turned into mud where I keep kneeling down in the same spot. So I'm going to change position. Get on this side, the wind's been blowing, I've got the shelter here, and the wind's been blowing that way all night. If you can see the smoke. So that's good. Smoke's been going away. So even swapping sides now, I'm still out the line of smoke. Well, I'm probably stinking off it now, but oh well. All the kit, gear goes in the garage, sort of lives in the trailer, and I'll just jump straight in the shower. Look at that. Lovely. Tiniest amount of work. I mean, how much effort did I just do to chop up what a small block of wood? This is when people are going to start going, oh, they're too small, you should use bigger bits. But I'm literally trying to find reasons to stay here. Should just go home, it's getting late now. But I'm not out all night. Also, you got a life at home. And just killing a few hours really. Not been out for so long. It's wet. It's going to go anyway, just because I just want to feed the fire. Sod it, yeah. Shall I get a coffee and a go? No, I'm a smoker. I'll have a cigarette and contemplate what to do next. Don't want to rush into things. Oh yeah, never warm your hands with gloves on. You can't feel the heat, and the gloves could just spontaneously catch fire or melt to your skin. You cannot judge heat from a fire, a naked flame, or hot radiator with gloves on. So I don't know why I was doing that, but yeah, don't try and warm your hands up with gloves on. That's just suicide. You'll end up burning your entire hand, and as you take the melted glove off, your skin will come off too. Not to put a damp on things or anything, you know, like a downer, but just be aware. If you are out here, you're on your own. No one's going to come running over the first aid kit. So the priorities are take care of yourself first. Gotta get my phone away because holding it and warming one hand sucks. I really want to warm both hands. Right, that's it. Going home. Time to depeg. These are the cheap ones that came with my cheap tent. Shorter than normal ones, thinner, and they've got a nice bend at the top to push right into the ground and hold your tarp in nicely. Unlike the round ones, they don't spin around in it. And they're probably a third of the weight of a normal tent peg. So I've left my normal tent pegs and brought out the cheap ones that came free with a cheap, crappy tent. So get the mud off now. So it's not there next time. Wipe it, bash it off a tree, stand on it on the grass, whatever it takes. So we're gonna get the tent, get the tarp down now. I love this tarp. Also money spent, well spent. Bushcraft on a budget. £6. eBay. It's not great, it's probably going to last about a week. But it's not as good as the last one. But it's done the job. Right, I need 2 hands for this, people. So I will catch you soon. But is it that one I need to pull? There we go. That's it, I'm done. Right. Right, what we've done here is just folded one side of the tarp up and over, and then the other side up and over a couple of times. So now it's about hanging down just over a foot, and I'll do that again just so I don't have to lay the thing on the floor and get it wet and dirty. I can hang it up, shaking off the water beads, make sure there's no leaves brushing off all the bugs as I go. So just fold it up on the ridge line, you know, make use out of what's there. While I put it on the floor and get it dirty, just fold up one side over the top while shaking it off, fold up the other side, shaking it off. Just keep repeating that until you've got a nice small tarp to work with, instead of doing it in the dark, you know, ripping it on stuff that's sticking out in the ground. Like I said before, it's not rocket science, and you certainly don't have to make it hard for yourself. It's as simple and clean and tidy, efficient. Not that you can see this, my phone's on charge and it's dark, but that's where the fire was. Just everything's soaking wet, I know, but I'm still dousing the area. Mainly because I did dry out leaves and grass around the hobo stove. So yeah, everything is wet because of the rain. But again, I did dry it out, so you know you have been out for the day or camping or weekend or whatever in the rain. The ground can still be dry, obviously from fire, barbecue and so on. So don't just presume anything. Presumption's the mother of all fuck-ups. There we go. And normally the work gloves go on top of there, but I'm going to be wearing them home because they're thin and they've got a protection against the wind chill. Well, there's no wind. The battery went flat again. Should leave it on charge. As I was saying, there's no wind tonight, but I'd rather just wear them. You know, it's getting late. It's November. I got a cold. Right, just the EDC to be put away. Put the phone charger in there. EDC is going to go at the top of the back bit of the bag where the knife and saw is. Rub it up the mat, and we're out of here. You can't see, but LNT, leave no trace, no rubbish, no litter, no marks, no nothing really, apart from the logs I use for cutting. So we're just going to kick away the ones I didn't use tonight, leftover logs, just disregard them a little bit, because these logs are pretty much untouched. Kick a few leaves over them. Obviously no one saw them last time they came through because I haven't moved. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Whoops. I'm going to get the ground sheet up now, rolled up. Get the bags on the back. And hoof it out of here. That's the back end of my bug out bag. And see, it's got the pouches on the side. I upgraded from the £2 eBay ones I bought. The bicycle light is if I do cycle, and it's just a fantastic night light for any wild camping. I've got like about 4 of these spare, plus 2 on the trailer, 1 on the bike. Again, it's my way of carrying spare batteries, so I don't have to worry about them going flat or leaking or anywhere, or actually carrying them. If my torch goes flat, I just take them out and have a light. Make sure everything's got the same batteries, so you can swap your batteries around instead of, I don't know, running out or carrying spares. When you can carry spares, then you've got to waterproof them, then you've got to find a location to store them. I'll just make sure everything's got the same batteries. Right, until next time, YouTube. Thanks for watching. That's my dry run for bad weather in the dark. Bug out, chill out, get away, evening in the woods. Right, catch you soon, YouTube. Take care.